Well, hello, hello, hello. This is our Wednesday royal trashing. We have here chatting, living with Megan Small. Hopefully, Andrew will be able to join us.
Visiting.
Hello, gorgeous. I've been seeing
Hello.
you.
Huh?
I've been watching you. You've been pretty active on social on social media.
Have I?
What was
Have
what
I?
was it that triggered you? What was it that you got like shadow ban or some shit like that?
Um, every time Harry and Meghan have some stupid thing to like announce, I notice that my account engagements, they start to drop off like really hard. So I watch it, right? I see what engagements my posts usually get, and then when that whole cyberbullying thing was being released by Harry and Meghan, my posts were all of a sudden getting no engagements. Nobody was seeing my posts. Nobody was engaging with my posts or commenting or anything. So then I did put out that note on X like, hey, I'm paying for my X account. This shouldn't be happening. And like it was okay. Once I put that tweet up, within like 7 hours, things slowly went back to normal. I was getting the engagement that I was previously getting, and I don't know, but I'm very lucky that someone did share some information, like legal information from X, that if this happens again, how I go about it. So I'm very thankful to them. They didn't want me to
Mhm.
mention anything, right? So I'm keeping it very
Oh,
hush
oh, of course,
hush.
of course. I understand all of that. I understand all
Mhm.
of that. Here I am again watching your ex.
Well, since we're on the topic of cyberbullying and online bullying, and the only reason why I get so upset about Harry and Meghan taking on this whole bullying thing is because I was a child who was bullied in school. I think I've mentioned this quite
I,
often.
and I told you to give me the names of the bullies so we can go and shame.
Oh,
I can
don't
go beat them up.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But the thing is that I was one of those children who faced bullying at school. Like it got bad to the point where the school was contacted my parents and told them that they were going to bring in like suicide counselors because they thought that I was going to off myself because the
Boy,
bullying was that bad. Yeah, because I got so frustrated one day. I literally told the people that were bullying me, like, leave me alone or I'll end it all. Right? Because
mm,
it was like every single day, it didn't matter, boys or girls, I was getting beat up. I was getting like food thrown at me. I was like getting like spat on by the boys. Yeah. This was a school that my parents put me in that they didn't know because we had immigrated to the area. And then we moved to this new district, which I had to attend a new school. And the school that I was put in, I was the very first minority child in that school. Like it was a school full of white people. Like nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with them or anything, but just however their children were brought up was the issue. I'll never forget my first day at this new school. I was sitting on like a little chain link fence that we had, like a little divider, and I was just like leaning up against it. And this boy, I'll never forget his name. His name is Curtis. He had stepped in a pile of dog poo. And what did he do? He walked over to me and wiped his shoe on my skirt. So I had dog poo all on the side of my skirt the first day of school. And I feel like going through all this bullying and everything has kind of made me stronger. That's why, like, everything that Christopher Boozy or the Sussex Squad or whatever people say to me online, it doesn't get to me. Because I'm like, you know what? I've been through a lot worse, right? This doesn't, flicking bollock says this doesn't sound a happy subject to start with. Well, we're just talking about bullying since Harry and Meghan are on the whole bullying bandwagon now. So
we can talk
I will
about
blame
anything.
them.
Actually, you know what? If you come to my channel, this is like coming into somebody's home and telling them what to do or not to do in their own home. You know, I
Yeah.
find it actually quite rude that somebody's sharing a very, very traumatic experience as a child that people can actually relate to, and that you're actually bullying her because that's actually being nasty about it.
It's like
So,
you shouldn't share. It's like flicking bollocks is telling me, oh, you shouldn't be talking about what you're sharing. And well, this is how like subjects like this go unspoken about. This is
Absolutely,
how we have the
absolutely.
stigma against like people speaking about being bullying. Oh, I was being facetious. Okay.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
think so. Huh?
Sure. But
But yeah,
anyways,
yeah, yeah. But that, we're gonna shame people who come here and try to bully anybody who's here, guys.
yeah.
That's Molly and I think that you and I have an attitude that a fuck it attitude right now. So,
Mhm.
hey Andrew, are you coming on? I sent you the link.
Andrew's pumping iron. He sent
My,
me a photo of himself. He was working out at the gym and he's all sweaty. And I was like, you look like a human slip and slide.
well, you should we should share that picture
No, 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 no.
so we can all mouth water over. He do the live while he's at the gym and we can hear him pant. Oh my god. So yeah, I can't believe that. Curtis, I will find you. I have a
Don't
particular
worry about it. Look, this went on for me from like when I started at this new school. So about, I think it was about grade 3. So grade 3 up until my senior year in high school. So like I was bullied all throughout like my childhood, teenage years and everything, all because I was a different ethnicity than everyone else. And I feel like, you know what? The funny part is, Paula, is that about a year ago, I had one of these students who actually used to torment me like crazy reach out to me via one of these, I think it was Facebook or something,
Uh-huh.
apologizing. And it was so out of left field. A part of me wondered, like, okay, is this person in like a 12-step program or something like that, that they need to like go through their path to apologize?
Probably.
Maybe, or maybe he has turned a new leaf and it was just he just wanted to get rid of all that negative energy around him, but he contacted me and apologized and stuff. And then another thing is that the same children that bullied me are now the same ones that are trying to contact me and I'm paying them dust. Like, I don't want to talk to you people. Like,
You
why
know
do
what? Go for
I
it. Go for it, Molly.
no, no, it just and then seeing Meghan Markle pretend like she was bullied when we all know that you are the bully just infuriates me. It infuriates me because I think about what pisses me off is that I think about all of the people that she bullied, even the ones that worked at the palace. Can you imagine watching this woman on TV? Oh, I was bullied and I was harassed to the point where I just wanted to end it all. You are so full of it. You are so full of it.
I mean, yeah, Molly, it is. I can't say that I had the. I wasn't bullied at school. I was
Mhm.
actually quite popular, but it was a small school,
Yeah.
and because of where we were, everybody was because of what the country was going through. Everybody was very supportive of each other, and
Mhm.
also the environment that we were brought up. That was the school had zero tolerance to bullying too. So, but it's amazing how people that you know what, I wouldn't forgive them for that. I am sorry, as they were lucky, because some people don't turn out like like but other people actually, don't survive it. If the
Yeah.
bullying is that
I
bad,
I
it's
always say I the well, we had by like high school, we had cell phones, but it wasn't used in the manner that it's like used today, right? Like nobody's streaming like kids getting shit kicked at school and stuff like that. It was a whole different vibe, but still, girls used to bully each other to the point where we developed eating disorders and stuff like that. Like it was like that, right?
oh my God.
Get harassed to that point, but I honestly just want these individuals who are bullied by Harry and especially Meghan to have their say. We've been listening to Meghan's bullshit for like over 4 years, her lies of claiming like I was bullied, I wanted to end it all. You're in a freaking castle. You're living a privileged life that most people do not ever experience in their lifetime. And yet you're always a victim. You're always whining. You're always moaning. You're always lying about something. And I feel like people are just sick and tired of it now.
Yeah,
Because the
too
backlash, look, the backlash from CBS was crazy.
brutal, wasn't it, Molly?
Yeah, it was.
Polly, how can Jane Polly have lent herself for that? Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Bullshit. That was all, it was choreographed for
Yeah.
Megan's victimhood narrative. Fake. And but I remember, if I remember correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong. By the way, I apologize. I sound like I'm shouting, as I don't have the mic. I'm not at home. So I apologize if I sound angry or something. It's just that I'm shouting because I can't hear myself. So, so what, didn't Piers Morgan lose her job over that
Yeah,
thing when
because
he
he said
said
he
that
didn't
he
believe
didn't
her.
believe her and he walked out and he lost his job over
Mhm.
that just by saying I don't believe her to begin with?
Well, it's just like how Megan took another dig at Piers Morgan on that CBS special when she
That was
was
an
like,
FU, right? That was an
yeah,
FU.
there was a couple digs in there, like the fact that I wouldn't want someone to say this and not be believed. Like, go away. Go away with a whole smirk on your face. I'm sorry, but whenever I speak about or I think about, because I lost two good childhood friends to unaliving
Say
themselves.
that. I
Yeah.
heard you say that,
And
sweetie.
like,
Yeah, that's terrible.
just even bringing it up, Paula,
Yeah.
like you can like my voice, I think you can tell it's
I-
changing a bit, right? Like it's traumatic. It
yeah.
still hurts even though years have gone on and it's gone by, like it's still bringing it up. Like it's devastating. It makes you sad.
Yeah.
And then you've got Meghan Markle like smiling and smirking. I've never seen a person be so happy while bringing up something traumatic like that. If she went through it, which she didn't,
I
because I
don't
don't
think
believe
so.
her.
I really, you know what? I'm gonna say it here. I believe that she lies about it, and which is terrible. This woman should be condemned. I did a video, Molly, where I showed one of the many pictures I have of me with a cracked skull. After one of my episodes at home.
Yeah.
I look at those times. I can tell you, there's no way. I can't even find humor on that or even smirk awkwardly about it. I can't do it. And she talks like this. She's imitating Julia Roberts, with the new surgeries that she's done. And she's smiling. It's like, I'll take the hit for that. Why would she take the
She's
hit? The
very insincere. Her like everyone called it out. Like I want to know how many times Megan practiced that in the mirror cuz her facial reactions and everything, they're very rehearsed. It's not like how a normal person behaves at all. The way she's very insincere. Everyone called it in the comments. They were calling her fake. They said that it comes across as super like she's just not genuine. She's not a genuine person. She's always faking something. And yeah, there was issues behind the scene because I think it was Enty who had came out with a blind first that
yeah,
said Megan had a screaming fit behind the scenes with producers.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Because
what?
she didn't get enough.
She didn't get enough
She didn't
time.
get enough time.
She
Yeah, and
went
she yeah, she wasn't supposed to, the parents were not supposed to be featured. It was her and her talking about the parents and then showing, like screens behind her, but it was
yeah.
supposed to be her.
I want to know though, because there was that the black couple there,
Mhm.
Tony and something, and he was the gentleman that Megan had pushed aside while he was trying to shake Harry's hand in New York. That was
Yes.
in New York, okay? This
Yep.
was filmed in Santa Barbara. I think it was filmed at the San Ysidro Ranch because
Yeah.
some of the cottages look exactly the same. And I feel like I wanted to know who paid for their travel out there? Did CBS cover the travel for those grieving parents, or did they have to come out of pocket for it?
I think they came out of pocket. They came out of pocket because Meghan Markle and Harry didn't pay for it and CBS didn't pay for it. This was a favor, Molly, because why would, okay, for a soft launch, this was a whole thing just on Meghan's birthday, because this was her birthday gift, in my very humble opinion. Because who does a launch, very pompous, with three couples? I mean, are you? And she met one of them there because she said it's nice to finally meet you. That means that she hadn't even done her groundwork to go meet these people, talk to these people, see them face to face.
Yeah.
She didn't meet them, so this is why everything is so awkward. Oh, and she's such a hugger. Try to hug her on the street. She probably punch her, call the bodyguards on you.
Gross, peasants coming near me. Gross. The disgusting thing is that Meghan keeps trying to push this whole I'm a compassionate person. I care about people. Nobody is going to believe that shtick until she cleans up her own backyard. We've seen the way she treated her own father, her own sister who suffers from MS. She treats her own brother, how she treated the queen, how she went as far as threatening the queen while she was ill with cancer near the end of her life in The Cut. Remember that interview with The Cut magazine? And
Yep,
now
yep.
she's threatening the monarch again, who's struggling with cancer, by saying, oh, I've just barely scratched the surface. But yet, 2 seconds before she talked about scratching the surface, she said a part of her healing was talking about it and being open about it. Well, which is it? Are you healed from talking and being open about it, or have you barely scratched the surface? Like, in those 2 sentences, she couldn't even get her lie straight. Like, which is it, bitch?
Yeah, because Catherine also was. Somebody pointed in the chat that I had forgotten about that. That Princess
Yeah,
Catherine was very badly bullied to the point that she had to be taken. She
between
had to switch
schools.
schools.
Yeah, she switched schools. Yeah. So I just imagine what it's like for someone like Catherine or myself or anyone else who has been bullied while they were a child. It's triggering. And then to watch Meghan Markle's facial reactions, like you've got a fucking smile on your face while you're talking about feeling hurt because you were bullied. Like, piss off. She's such a gaslighting bitch. Like, I'm trying to understand, why hasn't the skank been canceled yet? Because people get canceled for so much less. Play
Oh yeah,
that. Play that there. That video. Go
but
up,
here,
play this video. Yeah, play this one.
okay, I think you say
It is a change.
It's a new time.
It's a new chapter, right? I left my career, my life. I left everything because I love him, right? Right?
right, right.
It's like, you didn't have a career. You didn't have a job. You didn't have anything, Megan.
Right here.
You didn't have a home when you met Harry. You didn't even own your own vehicle when you met Harry.
Yeah,
Your bank
nothing,
account, your bank
nothing.
account was nearly zero when you met Harry. You had nothing. You were being written out of Suits because the character that you were getting banged up against the filing cabinet was leaving the show because his wife was annoyed because he was constantly flirting with you on the show and they just had a baby. So
Yeah.
Patrick Adams went off the show because he wanted to go focus on his marriage and his wife and everything. You didn't leave the show. You were written out of the show. You had nothing. You were done being the office whore. You had nothing else going for you.
You know,
What
it's
here?
amazing because this sums it up perfectly. Because don't forget that Katie Hine, that reporter from the Daily Mail. By the way, guys, I'm leaving the link here for you to buy coffee for Andrew, because let's not forget that he's being demonetized. So here's the link, and please, it's buymeacoffee.com, POV 8888. It's screening down the bottom there, okay? And don't forget to subscribe to Molly and watch all her videos. You know, I'm sure you all do anyways, because but Molly, you know, like I was shocked, you know, like I was thinking a lot about that, because I saw you talked about your family. Meghan Markle was, remember how she said she was a lonely child in school and everything, and then her father posted those that she was homecoming queen or some shit like
Yeah.
that. I mean, you know, this is the thing that really gets to me, and I'm like you there, you know, I'm like you there. The problem that I have with Harry and Meghan is not that they're idiots, abusive bullies, is that they keep doing it because there's no consequences to them.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The fact that the royal family haven't done any, like, okay, I'm okay. This, it's just so frustrating to me, like the fact that, okay, the royal family haven't done anything. It's like, you don't have to put out a statement. You don't have to like make it public. Just do something behind the scenes. Like, just remove Archofficial and Invisibet out of the line of succession. Don't make a big like hurrah about it.
And yeah, and
Just
also
remove
remove them
it.
from the bloody royal website.
Yeah. The fact that a lot of people are, and I still say this, As long as Harry and Meghan are on the royal website, as long as there is a hyperlink that sends you to their website, it's like the royal family are still endorsing them as royals.
That is the most amazing, that, like being in the monarchy's website, it's like
Yeah.
being and like in New York on one of those huge billboards. I mean, that if please, I asked the royal family, since now they're endorsing commercial websites, can you please post Molly and mine links so people can come to our traffic to see our official work? Because Harry and Meghan are two private citizens, and that is not the website that they're referring to, is not a government website like the other ones that they refer people to, it's a personal commercial website. So since now the monarchy is in business of endorsing private individuals' commercial websites, why not do mine? Because that's for free. And the monarchy's website gets millions of hits a year.
Billions,
they get a lot of
almost.
traffic there.
Oh, they get tons of traffic. Tons. So people who aren't following the royal family or this whole Meghan and Harry scenario as closely as we are, they don't know what is actually going on. So like when they go to the royal family website, they see, oh, Harry and Meghan, they're still working royals. Because which other royal family members are on the website? None other.
Yes. I have a problem every time I do my Spanish lives, Molly.
Yeah.
Every time, because in Spain, they really hate William and Catherine, and they love Harry and Meghan. So especially the videos I've done about Meghan, they didn't know about it, even the Spanish YouTubers. So every time I say, no, they're not working members of the royal family, they say to me, but they're on the royal website. And how do you combat that? How do you explain this? Because he's the king's son, and they immediately point out them. Well, the other households don't have, you don't see Martha Louise of Norway there, or like the other daughter, the sister of the crown princess of Denmark, or any. You don't see them in the website.
Yeah. Well,
and I don't know how to combat that. Because it is so shady.
With Harry and Meghan, they keep going bulldozing forward because, like you said, nobody has checked them. Nobody has checked them properly. I honestly thought, okay, when King Charles made the announcement of his overseas son, right? I thought, okay, maybe Charles is toughening up here. Maybe he's doing something. But then it was just like you get us all excited that you're taking steps in the right direction only to disappoint us. Just like, look at how excited everyone was when Harry and Meghan were removed off the royal website.
I did a live. I won't take it down. I mean, I was so excited. I even became a Charles admirer, Molly, when he did that.
I was out of town. I had taken my little one away, and all of a sudden my phone starts blowing up like bing, 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 bing. Like everyone's uploading. The internet's gone crazy. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I look at my phone and I'm like, what? Charles did it? He grew a pair and he grew a backbone and he removed them off the site. Everyone was uploading. Everyone was like, Harry and Meghan off the royal website. And then 30 minutes later, they were back on and with their own link and everything. And everyone was just like, what the frick?
It was, and I did that, I was actually, and I did, if you look, I have a live there that I did, and I was praising Charles. I was almost taking everything back I said about it, because it's like, oh my God, Maureen Eggleston, I did a dance, Joy.
Joy. Everyone was happy. Everyone, I've never seen, it was like a collective, people were happy about that. And then it's like you blew all the air out. It's like you have a helium balloon and you just pop the whole entire thing, and it's just like, ah, shit.
Yeah, no, and then when people were saying, no, they're back, like, and I waited for a bit, right? I'm like, what?
Yeah. Why?
It's like, why? You're screaming, bullying your hair. Why are you doing that?
Well, good thing I was out like in the mountains, because I was like, why?
Like, and Bigfoot shows up like,
to the side.
No, but I was looking at this because let's not forget what Meghan Markle does. Look at this, is her. I realized the only wrong thing to say is to say nothing. Again, using somebody else's. Meghan Markle gives an unwanted address? Because they didn't play it at the school, right? Or did they?
Well, they didn't even ask for it. She just sent it into them. She just sent it in. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminded me of when hold on, let me pull this link up so I can share it with you.
Mm-hmm. You can share it and then I'll just add it to this video. I love doing that.
I'm going to.
I can hear you madly going to the keyboard.
I'm just looking for hold on.
I better see that Molly gets at least 300 new subscribers. And Andrew too. You know, I can hear, I can see you. I can just imagine.
Okay, so this was.
Bitch, I'm looking for the bitch.
Okay, so here's the thing. So it reminds me basically.
Mm-hmm.
So Meghan has always been the type where, in my opinion, she's a show off. She's always wanted to like make her classmates feel like she is superior than them, right? And she sent that video into them so they could be like, oh, we got a video from the Duchess of Sussex. And what that reminded me of was when
you haven't shared it, sweetie. I can't share
it. I'm sending it to you now. So basically, it reminded me of back on May 16th, 2019. So Meghan had just like given birth to Archofficial, allegedly, right?
The doll was delivered by Amazon.
Yeah, the stork dropped it off. And what Meghan did is that she sent a letter to her high school reunion apologizing that she couldn't make it, but she made sure to send it on Kensington Palace header paper.
Oh, absolutely. Just to remind everybody. I mean, this woman loves to remind people that she's ranked, not linked.
Yes, exactly. So she basically, they had a copy of the letter that I'm trying to look for right now so I can send it. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, she was just like, I'm here it is. There we go.
And the thing is, she's never been to high school reunions before, never sent an apology note, but now she wanted to do because she needed to have some sort of, something.
Wanted to put it in their face that like, oh, Meghan Markle resides at Kensington Palace now. Look, this was it. She sent it on Kensington Palace paper, envelope, everything.
Did they post it? I think they did, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did. And she basically sent a letter of apology because she just gave birth to Archie Harrison, Mountbatten, Windsor, Sussex, Archofficial, Phantom Hostage.
But the funny thing is, she never did before that. She never attended any of the high school reunions.
No, of course not.
She never posted that on the take, and she never sent an apology. Why would she apologize? Nobody apologizes for not going to high school reunion.
She didn't care about the 10-year reunion, but for the 20-year reunion, she made sure to send it in on Kensington Palace letterhead and everything. She's just an overall fraud. The whole link. I think I talked about this with Enty when we spoke, but I said to Enty, I said, look, I don't have a problem with any woman who wants to be a gold digger because they want to live that life of leisure.
Yes.
If you want to dig that gold, if you want to live a life of leisure, if you want to marry a rich man, go for it. That's your life. Go live it. I don't care. But the fact that Meghan wants to pretend that she's a humanitarian philanthropist and all this nonsense, that's what gets me. It's like, a lie. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit because from the TIG, we saw that she was all about taking vacations and drinking. That's the life that she wanted to have. That's the life that she's always talked about having.
That's what she's doing right now. Who did she criticize that she didn't? She criticized the ladies who do lunches, and she didn't want to be one. What is she doing now? Isn't she
one of those? And that's basically what she is. She wants to be a lady who lunches.
It's you know what, Molly? And I am just, I mean, the way that thing, the way that she walked in, the way that she was ahead of Harry. And I mean, I don't care in the world if you didn't know who they were and you saw them give that interview, that if you saw that without sound, you would think that they're going through some divorce thing because Harry has officially left the building, just like Elvis.
No, Harry wasn't allowed to speak. That's why her hand was on his knee. She made sure, if my hand is on your knee, you do not speak. That's why he was just like either looking down, he was looking across the room, but it's like, dude, grow a pair, realize that you are the blood royal. You're the draw here, not her. She needs you. If anything, if Harry had 2 brain cells, he would have Meghan eating out of the palm of his hand if he knew how to do it. But he is so dumb. Like, God, Harry, if you need some like tips, email me and I'll give you some tips on how to manipulate her. Like, God damn it.
All he has to do is ignore her. For example, you know that if Harry hadn't shown up for that interview, it wouldn't have happened because they didn't want her alone. And that's one of the main issues she had, because I did an interview with Enti, and she's desperate to break out on her own, but she's unable to book stuff like this without Harry. They don't want her alone. So you can see the seething anger of this gang. It's like, and you look at, and I mean, I don't care about what people say. This woman has had so much shit pulled at this point in time. It's like, so, and that's okay. But you know what really bothers me, Molly, that she criticized women because she says that she doesn't like plastic surgery because she prefers natural, organic beauty.
Yeah, the only thing that's organic is her chocolate starfish. That's it. And even who knows about that?
Oh my God! And what a horror! Wearing beige again. Didn't she say that she had to wear beige during the royal family because she didn't want to clash with the royal ladies? So in order, what was left to do but to wear beige? I had to wear beige, which is another horrible thing. I had to wear beige.
Flesh toned. She likes being flesh toned, so people think it's her in the flesh. It's her flesh colored outfits. Quicksilver says Molly, she's blackmailing him. 100%. 100%. I have always said that I believe when Meghan and Harry had their first few dates at the Soho house, I mean, first of all, red flag right there. Who the hell has their first few dates in a hotel, Harry? Like, you're an idiot.
The luggage. She kept her luggage there for weeks.
Yeah, for weeks on end. And he didn't think like, oh, this should be a red flag. This is how dumb he is. But I've always said that I wouldn't put it past Meghan and Marcus to have filled that room with recording devices, cameras, or something, because we all saw how many pictures Meghan likes to take from the very beginning of the relationship on Netflix. She was documenting everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if on one of their first dates, Meghan got Harry super tanked and got Harry in some unsavory positions with Marcus, and it's all on camera.
Can you imagine Marcus, riding Harry?
Ugh, roasted chicken.
Woo! Yeah, absolutely. Because let's not forget that the first time they had the day was on July 1st, and Harry had been in France with Catherine and William for the opening of something, which is why he took the Eurostar and came late. If you go and look at the official engagements for Harry when he was a royal, you can see that he was on July 1st, and then he got back. This is why he was late. This is why they talk about him being late. And she said he had a legitimate reason, right? Mm-hmm. And then the funny thing is that he goes back we're going by what he said in Spare, that he was high as a kite when he got back to the cottage to where he lived, and he was doing shots of tequila and smoking weed or something like that with his buddy when Meghan Markle FaceTimed him. Yeah, I mean, she's the one he says that there we're going by what he's saying in his book. We're not making this out of our asses. He says that he made it to the cottage and he was having tequila shots and smoking weed with his buddy when Meghan Markle FaceTimed him. She didn't just message him, she FaceTimed him because that's a way of controlling him. And that she looks so beautiful, all natural, my ass.
Bro, that was probably the time she probably sent this photo to him. Hold on a second.
Yeah, yeah, post it up. Bitch.
I bet you Meghan sent this photo to Harry. Hold on a second. Where's that photo of her? I'm looking. You know the one where she's like naked in bed and just a towel wrapped around her and the dog is laying beside her?
Yes. Oh, yes. Do you have it?
That's the one that I'm looking for.
Remember that? Yeah. I'm very bad at doing that. It's so funny. It is so funny, that woman. Because I mean he's so we know that he was high. We know that he was high and drunk during that date.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said that he made it. We're talking, and again, we go by what he said in his interview. Okay. He said that he went back and he was doing shots with his mate and blah blah blah, and she FaceTimed me. He was, oh my god, she's FaceTiming me, and he was all high and drunk, and that's how she secured the second date. She didn't even wait for him to contact her, because probably he wouldn't have contacted her.
Well, no, he likes his blondes, and she's not a blonde.
No, not at all. Far from it. I'm surprised she didn't show up in a blonde wig, or she hasn't turned her hair blonde at the.
She hasn't given herself a Diana haircut.
And we have to talk about Serena Williams here.
Let's go and talk about that entitled.
Yes. Peninsula Paris. I've been denied access to rooftop to eat in an empty restaurant of nicer places. Bullshit. The Peninsula is so nice, but never with my kids. Always a first. Oh, I mean.
So I made a video about that last night because the Peninsula Paris, they responded and they said, we told you, like, we indeed had a fully booked restaurant. And the tables that you saw that were empty were for our evening restaurants, but they're all booked. They all have reservations. Now, Serena, being the ever so smart creature that she is, if you can't tell that's sarcasm, you would think she would know that if I know something like this, if I know that the moment a city gets announced to host the Olympics, everywhere gets booked out quick. The moment that city gets announced that they are hosting the Olympic Games, hotels, restaurants, and everything get booked up as fast as ever. Serena went to the Peninsula Hotel, which was probably, I wouldn't put it past them that the minute the Olympics were announced to be in Paris, that they were completely booked solid for like rooms and everything. And then on top of that, like that place has a 2 Michelin star restaurant. It's been, people in the comments were saying that they wanted a reservation, that they were making reservations back in February for now. And it was still fully booked. I think she went up there, threw a tantrum, and was like, do you not know who I am? Why can't I get in here? And thought that by going online, she could incite a whole bunch of hatred and for people to dogpile on this restaurant. I'm glad that they didn't bend to her wishes and what she wanted.
Yeah. And also, you know what? People said, because I said that she was a race baiter, because it is very subtly implied.
It is.
It is very, because some people are talked about it. Oh, but why are you bringing race bait? Because why would she go and say that? They were fully booked. But how Meghan Markle of her, to expect people to drop everything, no wonder she's besties with Meghan Markle and Harry, because he's gone to her head. Serena has always been a bully. Always.
She made it seem like the restaurant had some sort of prejudice against her children. That's what, like,
yes.
You know what's disgusting is that what if her little tantrum worked and someone did like bend to Serena's wishes and someone ended up getting fired? Like, that is someone who relies on that paycheck. Serena posted this up here hoping that there is some kind of monetary damage that gets done to the Peninsula Hotel. She is sick. And if I were the Peninsula Hotel, I would get my lawyers on her. The fact that that tweet is still up and it's more than 24 hours, like 2 days later, and it's still up, I would get my lawyers involved.
I would sue her ass, because that is shaming our establishment. She's basically asking the establishment to violate other people's rights who actually have had their own reservation and everything to be kicked out because of her.
Yeah.
You know, she probably wanted the best table and everything, and
Of
they just couldn't
course.
do it because there were only 2 tables. And then she lying when she lied and said their place was empty. The place was not empty.
See, I mean, I'm just a lonely little peasant, but I know that when you travel to different countries, maybe you should familiarize yourself. And Serena's been to Europe before.
She
She
lives
should
there. She's been
know.
living there. Did you know that she has an apartment and she lives
I,
there, so she knows the drill.
oh, well, what the hell? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she
Then she
speaks
should.
French and she speaks French to her daughter because she wants her daughter. I mean, Serena is, I mean, things have gone to her head. Absolutely. She thinks that she should come in and they should kick everybody out, no matter who they are, because she's better than everybody else. That is called being, I don't know, what's it called?
She's a bully.
She's
She's
a bully, but
entitled.
there's no word
She's
for it. There's no word
entitled.
for it. When entitled, but there's another word for it. That's harassing other people. That's saying that other people don't matter, that she matter. And some of her friends,
Elitist.
yeah, elitist. But she's saying, well, she's Serena Williams. She's not tennis. I mean, so what?
Well, in my video,
We are the same. Her life, my life matters to me, and if I booked in advance and I'm a paying customer, why would you bump me just to accommodate somebody who just wants to come there and stuff? I think she's just trying to get free meals or stuff at the peninsula because she's been there many times.
well, you know what? I feel like the royal family needs to take a couple notes from how the Peninsula Hotel handled this situation and handle Harry and Meghan the same way. Because it's like, we're not going to deal with, I think people are sick and tired of these celebrities thinking that they're better than everyone and that they deserve to have better service. We're all the same. At the end of the day, when we all pass away, we all go to the same place. We're
Yeah.
all in dirt. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, we're all the freaking same. And Serena should know that French restaurants, like Michelin star restaurants, the more high-end restaurants, it's nothing like America. You can't just walk in and they serve breakfast, lunch, dinner all day long, order whatever the hell you want. She should know that most restaurants there do like maybe 1 or 2 sittings for dinner. And that's it. So of course they're like, she's such an idiot. But in my video, I highlighted that, you know what? Now that Serena isn't playing tennis and she has retired, we should be talking about how much of a bully she was when she was playing tennis.
Do you remember that with that Asian player, that female Asian player, how she trashed the judges and stuff?
Let's talk about number 1, when she threatened the lineswoman to shove the fucking ball down her throat because she didn't like the call. Back in 2009, she threw a hissy fit. Like, these are all, go back to 2009 and you can see her bad behavior on the court. I mean, yes, she was good at her game, but she was a shitty sports person. Like, she was not the type of sportsman I would look up to. Like, look at other tennis players. They don't behave in the manner like she did, cussing out the umpires, throwing her rack around. I remember she got fined at Wimbledon like 10 grand because she smashed her racket and damaged the floor, like damaged the court. Like, this, you never hear stories. I said, you never hear these kinds of stories about her sister Venus. But then someone was kind enough to remind me that Venus did have that car accident that did kill someone, and she paid them out back in 2019 too.
Yeah, I remember that.
But like, she's not a sports person that I would look up to. And let's be honest, ever since she married her husband, she's been slowly morphing into a white woman.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy said they didn't recognize her. She's like wearing blonde. That's her. Look, these are the articles. Serena is the bully, not the victim.
Yeah.
They're talking Serena Williams' astonishing tantrum at Saturday's US Open tennis final was ugly enough, but her excuses were even worse. I am here fighting for women's rights and women's equality. By what? By bullying others?
Yeah.
And sobbed. Amazingly, journalists actually applauded as this fabulously rich and entitled superstar bully really was a hero of the oppressed.
Let's talk about, was this the one where she said that she was going to kill the person, and then she said,
yeah, this is in 2000. Let me see when this was in 2018.
I think that's a different. That was a different
one. Is like Serena Williams' astonishing tantrum at Saturday's US Open tennis final was ugly. And then she goes that blame the poison of the victim movement. It seems we now have different rules, not just for the rich, but for women, and dare I say, Black women particularly. See, fighting for women's rights apparently means smashing your racket, having your coach cheat, abusing the umpire, and inciting your fans until they boo your opponent. In fact, the booing when Naomi Osaka finally beat Williams was so bad that Osaka felt forced to tearily apologize for winning. I remember that. She had to apologize because she beat Serena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
This is going to sound very cliche, Molly, but this is another Black person bullying a nation, because actually 47% of all the racial crimes against Asians are perpetrated by Black people.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this was 2009. She was only fined $10,500 after she threatened the lineswoman, and John McEnroe even came out and said that she should be completely suspended. You know how many athletes would have been suspended had they behaved in the same manner as Serena Williams? But because she kept using the race card, they would allow her bad behavior to continue. They would just like sideswipe it. They would just step over it because they didn't want to deal with it. I remember there was also a time where she told one of the judges that she would kill them. And then when the judge was like, what the hell? She was like, I didn't say that. But someone in the stands who was watching the game yells out, yes, you did. That was hilarious.
That's so funny. But how is that she was fighting for women's rights while she's bullying another female player just because she beat her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's I don't know, man.
And let's listen to this, because I saw you had this, because this is Valentine.
Difficult to work with. There were reports of staff leaving. There were reports of staff in tears. It looked slightly like tabloid fodder. We always knew there was something in them, but we didn't know exactly how much. And now these allegations have come forward. We know that actually there was substance to them, because we know that the Duchess's most senior advisor was so concerned about what was going on that he wrote an official email saying that she had been bullying people. It was a very serious situation. And a lot of people talked about, how can you tell the difference between a bully and a demanding boss? It's obviously a legitimate question. But the point is that these people who felt they were bullied, who left their jobs, are still in an emotionally fragile and fraught state today. I mean, literally today. And that speaks not of being spoken harshly by a demanding boss. It speaks of bullying and the psychological effects of that bullying. These are people I know. They're not strangers. I speak to them sometimes often, sometimes rarely, but I know them. And they've come to me because they're concerned. They're concerned about two things. One is that these victims of bullying, their stories that have been told. They're silent victims. Their lives have been affected by what they went through. And secondly, they're keen to correct the narrative. They think that Meghan has been having it all her own way. She's portrayed herself as a victim of the royal family. And what they're saying is, actually, it's a more complicated story than that. There are two sides to this, and actually, there are other victims here as well. I was shocked by what I heard. I mean, I knew that she was difficult. I didn't know how difficult. I didn't know how bad it was, but I was absolutely shocked by what I heard. Harry and Meghan's lawyers, Shillings, are very aggressive. The couple are very litigious, and they will come after any newspaper that they feel has wronged them. They've sued a lot, and they've had victories. But the Times was prepared for this. We spent a long time making sure that all the allegations that we were going to put into the newspaper were absolutely correct, were checked, were double-checked, and we were entirely confident about what our sources were saying and why they were saying it. It was definitely an intensely difficult working environment. People were in tears on a regular basis, as far as I can hear. And if you just hear what people were saying at the time, faced with the prospect of a difficult meeting with the Duchess, people said things like, I feel sick. Things like, I'm shaking, it's ridiculous. And if you just think about your own work environment, if you said that before an encounter with your boss, something's going very wrong, I think. Buckingham Palace has got some very serious questions to answer.
Yep.
2.5 years ago, this advisor to the Duchess submitted these allegations in writing. They went to his boss. He passed them on to HR. And as far as we can tell, can't know for absolute certain, but as far as we can tell, nothing was done. They wanted to make the problem go away. It'd be entirely wrong to characterize this as the War of the Windsors. This is not about Buckingham Palace as an institution fighting back against Harry and Meghan. This is about individuals who feel that their story, that the bullying they suffered has not been heard, and their problems have not been acknowledged. And it's also about people trying to correct a narrative. Meghan's had it all her own way. She's portrayed herself as a victim. But actually, the people I've spoken to, and several people have all said this in different ways, the idea, she wanted to portray herself as a victim from the start. She was always craving rejection.
Oh,
And the suggestion is she was craving rejection so that she could say to Harry, listen, our life is unbearable here. There's only one answer, and that's to leave the country and go and live in the United States. It was interesting to note that in the clip we've seen so far, Meghan was talking about perpetuating falsehoods, talking about Buckingham Palace being behind this. Well, I would just say to that, she's wrong in saying Buckingham Palace is behind this. It's part of a narrative that she likes to perpetuate, that they, as an institution, are attacking her. And I think it's more complicated than that. And she likes to portray herself as a victim. And I'd like
can you imagine? You know, like Molly. And the thing is that he's right. Buckingham Palace has a lot to answer for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Andrew's here. Yay.
Hi, Andrew.
Yeah.
But you know what? Can I just say that I side eye Valentine Lowe a bit? And the reason why I side eye him a bit is because I found this. Hold on. I posted this back on my.
Hello,
Yes.
Andy.
You see that?
Hello.
Yeah, what is that? What is that? That's Valentine Lowe?
That's Valentine Lowe. He was at Birkenhead on the day that Meghan Markle's bump collapsed. You see this thing? But he's never spoken out about it. He's never said anything about that day.
Honestly, Molly, I've never trusted any of the. What is that? Is that guy part of that Royal Rota crap?
Well, he's a royal reporter.
Yeah,
He is a
like,
reporter, but he's not.
I don't know of any royal reporters that haven't really gone only against them. It seems like these people, they'll talk one way one day, just like Kinsey Schofield, and that's the most annoying one because that woman is on so many channels.
Oh my God! Like every single one, you can't.
Every single time that woman is on a channel, and then you listen to her speak, and you're like, "What the hell? You were just saying something different 2 days ago."
Yeah.
And like me personally, I don't trust not one. I can't point to one single journalist that I could say is a trustworthy source on the royal thing because they all go both ways. They all sit on the fence.
Angela Levin sometimes also, like changes the story a little bit.
A little bit. She can't remember half her stories sometimes.
I think they have her on for that reason, to be honest.
You think
because
so?
she's
losing it a bit.
She's losing it, yeah.
Look at Harry, guys. And I saw this, guys, that page 6 got community note or something. Oh, this is a good one, Molly. This one about her placing her claw on the multimillionaire at that Hamptons thing. But look at that. She keeps her hands. Isn't she a hugger? Well, the mother's
make that photo bigger.
There we go.
Just look at the way she's staring at that woman. Like the woman is so uncomfortable. Her eyes are on the ceiling. Do you see where her eyes are?
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Yeah.
She's looking upwards past Meghan or looking at Meghan's wig at how atrocious it is. But
that's a clip-on, right? That is a clip-on wig. I can spot it.
It looks like a half wig. Like, you know, the half ones with the elastic that you put over the top because she doesn't have that center part, right?
Yes.
It's the half wigs with the elastic that don't have the center part, and she had no center part because I've made so much fun of her stark white center part. So she's wearing like a half piece, but it's way too high up. Like it should be pulled down a little bit further.
I think that was one of the points of one of her many mask slips that day. If that woman is the one that was talking at that moment, I remember when she was talking and the other man, her husband, was talking, Meghan looked pissed because she wasn't being the center of attention. She looked like a 4-year-old, throwing a fit. And that's why she's looking at her that way, because she's like, why are you talking? And I'm not getting the attention that I want.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I think she was looking at Harry. She was looking over her, past her, and looking at Harry. I think that's what
it's very much giving, bitch, why are you talking? Nobody wants to hear
Mhm.
about your deceased child. That's what
I
it's giving me.
Hey, and that's the same face, if you remember, Molly, that's the same face that she gave that child over there in Nigeria for that Save the Children. If
Yeah.
you put those two together, remember?
Yeah.
And the girl was trying to tell her story, and Megan was just scowling at her because Megan is saying, why are you talking? I'm supposed to be the one getting the attention. Well, I need to find that, and we need to put those two photos together because that's how she is when someone else is talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what do you guys make of her? Like, when, because according to Auntie, she actually didn't fly with in a private plane with anybody. And she apparently, he says that she had to rent her own plane or go on her own, because I asked him and he said no, she came on her own within a commercial, whatever.
She
Yeah.
wouldn't have flown commercial though.
No, that she hired her own private
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Yeah,
She
I ran
hired
the
her own
story
pilot.
last week about that she hired her own private plane and then she gave Harry the bill, and that was one of the blind items. Harry
Yeah.
got the bill for that. So
Yeah,
basically,
that's
he's
what
still a
Auntie
little
said.
bitch, and he's still paying for this woman whether he's with her or not. And there's so many different angles that I've heard people talk about. But for me, the angle of them not living together and then this man is still paying for her private jet flight, I think that we're looking at a situation where if they're not living together, everything is still coming out of his pocket.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree, but I mean, you can look how she is hugging that woman or touching that woman or a big smile with that woman, and here she couldn't even reach out to her.
No empathy, nothing. Like you said you were an actress, right? You couldn't even pretend like you gave a
Yeah,
shit.
but you have
about
to
this
remember,
woman's
look at the
feelings.
two women you're talking about. The woman on the right is trying to tell her story, and Megan is mad that she's getting attention. The woman on the left is a billionaire, and Megan wants her to fund her American Riviera Orchard failing brand. So that's why the claw is there, because she shows with these type of things. That's why she's a horrible actress. She shows with these type of things that when it comes to someone that she wants something from, oh, I'm gonna give you all the attention. I want you to be my friend, my bestie. But when it comes to someone that's getting the attention and not her, she's evil.
Yeah, but like people in the chat are saying, she's not a billionaire or a multimillionaire. It is and Bozy. I mean, you guys are pointing out, because I watch you guys. Your guys are rightly pointing out that Bozy, this Bozy Boso. It's this in that Shogbamimu. Remember that Shogbamimu woman?
Yeah.
I mean, they're true trolls. Don't they come and attack Catherine and William? I mean, and whenever they attack us, it's like they want to kill us. This is not, people. It's like they're gonna come, not only us but all of our generations.
Oh well, that's how
They
I feel
are the
about them. I
dangerous
mean, shit, I
ones.
don't play around with that. If I was to see one of the like Boosie, I know he lives in Jersey. That's all I'm gonna say. I know he lives in New Jersey, and if I was to know where that piece of shit live, I'd go meet him. I'll go meet him face to face, and he's supposedly my height. Supposedly he has said online before, "Oh, I'm 6'4". Okay, motherfucker. Like, let's see where you're at. Let's go at it. Let's throw it down. But he's one of those people. He likes talking online, and then once it comes to the real world, oh no, 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 we can't bring it to the real world.
But I mean, I'm wondering what's going to happen, because that we're going to talk a little bit about Colombia. Like that the vice president of Colombia, she has whatchamacallit. This is a
Play
this
that.
is
We need to discuss. So Misan decides he needed to upload a video to Twitter saying goodbye to Twitter, that he was leaving. It's like, toodaloo, fake photoshopper man who takes fake photos and sends out misinformation. Like, get out of here, you liar.
Why
We
are
don't
these people
care.
so pretentious like that? Ugh.
Why do they need to announce that they're leaving? This isn't a freaking airport terminal.
I
Just
was
piss
just gonna
off.
say
It's
that.
like
No,
when
the
someone comes in the comments and they say, I'm unsubscribing from you. I don't give a shit. You don't have to tell everyone.
I always laugh when I see that. I'm unsubscribing. Okay.
Okay,
I
bye.
love you, but I love you, but shut up.
I love you, but
They always say, I love you, Paula, but your guests are.
I'm not a Meghan and Harry fan, but
But I know it's too funny. It's too
Play his
funny.
video. We need to laugh at this loser.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna play. Why does he always do those up close looking so?
So, I mean,
Oh my god.
since Elon Musk has bought Twitter, it's been a challenge staying on, but I deactivated my Twitter page yesterday after his crazy civil war tweet. You can now deactivate your page for either 30 days or a year. I've done mine for a year at least.
Is he
probably
taking a shit?
permanently even. But the fact that you can do it in that way quickly is a good thing. Unless you have a really good reason to be on Twitter, I suggest you take a sabbatical.
Why?
There is unfiltered rage alongside a huge amount of misinformation.
Can you stop it right
One of my
here?
biggest
Can we talk about his filtered rage towards the Sidley twins and their father? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how he tried to bully and discredit the Sidley twins' father and his photography expertise? Like, come on, egghead, what the hell are you doing?
And he never sent the from what I understand, he never sent, because the Sidley twins were asking for their original file, right? The raw file. He never sent that. He edited a file and posted it online.
Oh, he's such a wanker. He's such a liar, man. Such a liar.
Oh my god. So
I wonder what his white wife thinks about all of this.
I don't know. And you know what's interesting? That if anything, now on X you have community checks that they check you if the story is right. What he doesn't like is that, that we caught him. Do you guys remember he said that what a dream, a boy dream from Nigeria, pretending that he was poor. Then suddenly you have the Harry and Meghan's picture posted on the, what's it called, the museum. And then it wasn't his first picture. He sent a picture of the footballer Marcus Rashford, which was actually displayed, but he was misleading people into thinking that was his first picture, and he had made it there with the Meghan's thing. And he doesn't like to be checked. That's all there is.
Frustrations with Twitter is that I'm very careful who I follow. Yet when I came into the home feed, I was just seeing anti-climate action, anti-trans, racism from pages, big pages that I do not follow, but that was being delivered to me. It's ridiculous. You can't even choose what you see there, and you're just fed with lies and hatred all the time. Very disappointing that Twitter has gone this way.
The lies and hatred that you fill into your children's heads by playing these games with the Sidley twins and stuff, right? By playing these
but Molly, you have to remember something. They weren't saying this. They weren't saying this when Twitter was under the control of the shit libs. That's the word that we use, that we call them, shit liberals. They weren't saying this back then when Twitter was under the control of the left and Democrats and liberals. You know why they're saying this now? Because Elon Musk owns it, and everyone can say what they please now, and nobody is censored. And if they could go back to someone owning it that is on the left, that's a shit liberal, and that wants to have people censored, they would love it. So everything that he's saying is full of shit, where he's like, oh, it's unmitigated hate, unfiltered hate. No, it's not. It's just you don't like seeing opinions from people that don't agree with you. And that's how all of these people on that side are. That's a very big proponent of people on the left. They don't like us having the ability to speak, period.
Yeah, they canceled my account. They actually canceled my account in 2019 because I said, am I the only one who's seen that Meghan is a grifter? They canceled my account for hate speech, and I only got it back when Elon bought Twitter. I woke up one day and I got like an email, what was it called? Sign up or log into your account, and like I thought it was like a fake, and then I logged in and I was like, welcome back to the world. Almost 9 months. I was out. They
look at what this Miriam Rodriguez is saying, and the lies are getting fact checked. You can look at that really simple with Serena Williams. What just happened? She lied. Okay, she lied that restaurant denied her access. Okay, and then what happened? Everyone found out that the restaurant didn't deny her access. It was just full, and she didn't get the treatment that she wanted, so she got community noted. And that's why these people don't like it, because their lies are now getting proven to be lies. They're all full of shit. All of them. Everybody on that side.
Yeah, that's good. So he announces the.
And yeah, I'm out. So if you're looking for me, you're not going to find me there for the foreseeable future. Not after yesterday. Cheers, and you can always find me on her.
God, he has a
Insta.
huge nose.
Thanks.
Jesus, look at that schnoz. That's what that's called. It's called a schnoz.
The what?
A schnoz.
That's what I say. You
That man has a huge nose.
I wanted to play a little bit of that interview because I know you have it on reply somewhere, Molly. Because I wanted to just show something about that interview that really well, the whole thing was annoying, but I wanted to take your reaction on but I can't find it. You shared it somewhere. I'm trying to
keep going.
Yeah, my God, you've been active on TikTok,
Twitter, Twatter.
Next, sorry, on not TikTok, on X. I've been watching you. What was that woman doing there? Look at this picture. This is a woman
that were leaving the night she wanted to end it all, and she was weeping in between when the curtains would go down. She was weeping and clutching Harry's hand. Harry looks like he's about to jump off a bridge.
Well, he does look upset, but not her. Not her. She looks like, like when you look at that with her popping belly. She should come with a warning sign. That's for sure. You were right, Molly.
Yeah.
But here we go. Let me know. That's the daily. You had the thing from CBS. I know you had it. Oh, here we go. Oh no, this is the 15-second. You had it there. This is when they walk in and like I've been laughing.
Better known as Harry and Meghan, are definitely big huggers.
Look at this lady. She doesn't want to hug her right there.
This was not your typical receiving line. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, better known as Harry and Meghan, are definitely big huggers.
Pause it right there. Oh, it's so good. I love it. She's giving her that hardcore fake smile. Like, I do not want to be hugging you, you stupid bitch.
And look at this woman. Look at her clothes.
Man, I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, Andrew, I was laughing about this SpongeBob thing that you had. I was laughing my ass off. Is this the one? Oh, this is another one. Look at. Is that the one, Molly, that you had?
It was my daughter. What if it was my son?
But you don't have it either.
You know what's crazy is that she's sitting next to a woman who just talked about losing her child. And just listen to her words. Listen to what she is talking about. It is so cold-hearted to be talking like that because you're sitting next to a person who lost their goddamn kid. Like it's.
Yeah. And you would think that she would make a reference to that. I can't imagine being in her shoes.
Yeah. No, but just listen to her words. It's so insensitive. Go for it. I'm gonna shut up.
No, go for it. I love you, Ron.
Anyone who's able to make change. To look at it through the lens of what if it was my daughter? What if it was my son? My son or my daughter who comes home, who are joyful, through the lens of what if it was my daughter?
You got to have a daughter first, dumbass.
My son or my daughter who comes home, who are joyful, who
Can you pause it? 3 and 5 years old, coming home from where? Are the nannies bringing them home? Like what? Preschool, school?
Nothing. To begin with, I think joyful. She's trying to look like Julia Roberts. I'll show you. She's so she's vocal frying her way. She's vocal frying and speaking very slowly, so the camera stays long, making these unnecessary pauses.
And one day, right under my roof,
look at the guy. Look at the guy's reaction. Like, he is pissed. He does not give a shit. At least Harry looks like he has a little bit of empathy and he cares about them. Meghan just me.
But look at Harry. Look at Harry. Look at the body language is far away.
Can you make it larger, Paula? Sorry.
Yes. No, go for it.
Because look at the guy in the white. Just look at his face as Meghan is talking. He's so triggered and upset, like he can't even deal. I'd like to know what was going through his mind at this moment. I'd like to know what his real feelings are. Are they I can't believe we got swindled into this bullshit and we're doing this?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Absolutely.
And the thing is that none of them were allowed to speak when Meghan Markle Look at Harry. Like they were told to speak at a certain times. Meghan Markle was livid when Jane Pauley did the thing just with the parents and they weren't there. Like, look at her. Look at this woman is insane.
Their lives change because of something that was completely out of our control.
The wig.
And if you look at it through the lens as a parent, there is no way to see that any other way than to try to find a solution.
She's vocal frying her way through that, chill, mellow. It's like, this witch, does she know that?
You know what I want to know? Because the way she speaks is very like Pinterest quotes. Like quotes and words that you would find on Pinterest, and she just threw all together to make a speech. That's what she talks about. Like
she's podcasting. Yeah, she's podcasting, just like her podcast. So boring.
Places, but
listen to this.
Touch your husband's hand in just the way I knew that you would be looking after each other.
But she's not holding his hand, and they're not looking at each other.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah.
So I don't understand this. Go back, play that again, because I don't like.
I know what that is. I've been in that type of relationship. Shit, I know exactly what that is.
Was that scripted to do that? And you can see, like, Meghan is just resting her hand. Like, she's not actually holding Harry's knee or anything, right? Like she used to.
Yeah, it's the same thing they did at the ESPYs. I know exactly what that is. I know what that man's going through.
Andrew.
He doesn't want to touch her hand. He wants nothing to do with her. And when I saw that at the ESPYs, it really solidified it for me. This guy he's over this woman, and he doesn't want anything to do with her. And like we said last week, Molly, and that's a huge if they are living in the same house, they're on different wings, or they are completely separated and they're living in separate residences. But this is now the second time we see her have her hand on his knee. The first was the ESPYs, and you see, look at his hand. He's literally holding his hands close to his midsection. He doesn't want to touch her at all.
Yeah, he's not into it. He was at the ESPYs too. He was checked out like that at the ESPYs too. Mm-hmm. So Andrew, you being a guy, what does that tell you?
I know what that is. Hell yeah.
Tell us all. Share it with us.
In a normal relationship, that's at the end, right there. Yeah. You're looking at the end where, let me just paint a picture, right? You're going with someone, your relationship is already in tatters. You have to go to a family function. You have to make it look as if you two people are still together. And she'll do that. The woman will do that. And she touches your leg. And then you look down and you see her touching your leg. And you're like, ugh. Why is she touching me? She just bitched me out in the car. So he's getting it. He has that. And look at his face, though. His face looks pissed. He looks mad that she has her hand on his knee. Essentially, that relationship is over. Now, Molly and I had a conversation on the late night live about, are they going to be like J-Lo and Ben, where the divorce is public? Or is it going to be something behind the scenes? And,
no, it's going to be so public. Meghan is going to drag him.
Yeah, there's no way that Meghan, because you see, if Harry divorces her, it's a humiliation for her, because they have painted her as this amazing woman, that Harry can't even cheat. You know how the cheating rumors with William, because Catherine is not woman enough. So for Meghan, she would see it as an insult that she's not woman enough, that because she's the one who leaves, man, But
also you have to remember Harry. I think Harry has a lot of pride. And I think that he wouldn't want it to be public, because then his family would be able to be like, hey, I told you so. We all told you. We all told you that she was a bitch. We all told you she was a call girl, allegedly. Like, we all told you. And I know type of dudes like Harry. They got massive amounts of pride. Massive.
Arrogance.
And arrogance. And nobody can tell them shit. So since everyone in the family was telling him, dude, that woman is not right. I can't believe you're going to marry her. Since everyone was telling him that, he's going to do everything in his power to not be able to be told, oh, I told you so. I told you so.
But at the same time, I don't think he wants Meghan Markle to dump him, because I think that by now he's realized what he gave up. And I think he's realized that she's a D-list nobody, but that what she sold him, that she was this A-list superstar who didn't know who he was because she's such a big star. And now he's realized the other way around, that she's a nobody, and he can't believe that he left everything. I'm looking at that face and I see a man who's thinking, I cannot believe I left everything to get 8 minutes as a spare of a D-list mattress actress.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, Perry, he's not even allowed to talk. You know, he's not allowed.
Well, you saw her face when he was speaking, remember? When he
Yes,
was talking, she was looking at him with a scowl, and she couldn't understand why he was talking either.
yeah.
So I
That's
wouldn't
really
doubt that she shuts him up.
Hand in just the way I knew that you would be looking after each other if I went places. But the connection that you have with people is they know you had suffered too, personally. Contemplating killing yourself is what suicidal ideation was.
Look at
and
him.
I'm dancing around this because I can see you're uncomfortable with my even going there. Do you?
I understand why you are, though. I wasn't expecting it, but I understand why you
Oh,
are.
I'm so
because
happy
there is
we're
a
talking
through
about this
line,
traumatic
I think.
time.
And
Yeah, this is why they took out the
when you've been through any level of pain or trauma, I believe part of our healing journey, certainly part of mine, is being able to be really open about it.
See, this
And
is
I've,
what I
you
was
know,
talking
had a
about
really
earlier, Paula, where
Mhm.
she talks about part of her healing is being really open about it and talking about it. And then in the next breath, watch, she'll say, but I have barely scraped the surface. So
Yeah.
are you
scrape the
healed
surface
or
on my experience.
Wait, no, go.
Scrape the surface on my
That's the one. That's the
open
one.
about it.
Yeah.
And I, haven't really scraped the surface on my experience.
Can you tell me there, guys, what the hell? And I'm going to put it for you guys. This woman has done a Netflix documentary. She's talked to Oprah. She's been on Ellen. She's given interviews. I mean, what else is there?
You know what's crazy is that they were putting this interview as, oh, the first time Harry and Meghan have sat down together since Oprah. Well, what about the whole Netflix 6-hour wine-a-thon? What was that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, what is this whole obsession they have with, oh, this is their first time. This is first time. This is first about, it's like, go away, liars.
That just sounded more like a threat to me. I mean, it doesn't sound like there's anything there when she said, "Oh, I barely scratched the surface." Okay, well, write the damn book and shut the fuck up, God.
But, you know, to me, it sounds like this woman is going to be 90 years old and still talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? You know,
That's
it's like
exactly
making shit up. Because did you see Oprah got checked herself? I'm going to show you what Oprah posted because Oprah talked about it here. She says that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are sitting down for a rare interview together. I mean, yes, a rare. So people on the roof here, a rare interview. How about one of many and likely more to come? Yawn, enough already.
Yeah, the consensus overall is people are fucking tired of their whining and moaning and her constant victim narrative. This is the same woman that claims that she is a force for change, didn't she? Doesn't she claim that she's a global role model for women? Didn't she just pick up an award for being the greatest feminist at the Ms. Foundation and then they lied about a 2-hour car chase in New York?
Yeah,
I mean,
but you have to remember,
believe?
Molly, which kind of women. Now, when she says a role model for women, she's not talking about all of them. She's talking about the same type of women that supported Amber Heard, the same type of women that are hardcore leeches, but they want to claim to be feminists. She's talking about those same, like, that's who she's talking about. She's talking to her crowd, and I think that's a sad thing. Yeah, and as a man, right? I used to do this. I've done it before. Okay, this was during the Amber Heard trial.
Brilliant
Whenever
summer
I would meet a
day.
girl online, I would literally say, "Hey, so what do you think about Amber Heard?" And if the girl replied, "Oh, well, I think what Johnny Depp did to her was just horrible," and I would delete her right off the bat, right after that, because when you do that kind of thing, I haven't asked a girl about Meghan Markle yet, but I haven't met anyone new. But that's the type of thing where you see what type of person you're talking about. Like, think about the Sussex Squad, the women in the Sussex Squad. They believed Amber. They believe Meghan. There are women out there that are this freaking crazy.
Yeah, and then after I remember that after Amber Heard lost, there was a women's walk for abused women, and actually Amber Heard was there with Angelina Jolie, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? This is after the trial.
Angelina Jolie, who is like poisoning her own children against Brad
Yeah.
Pitt, just like how she has a garbage relationship with her own father because her mother did the same to her also. She
Mhm.
poisoned the relationship between Angelina and John Voight, which is why her father doesn't have a relationship. And now they're all painting Brad as like a psycho abuser and stuff.
Yeah, like if you look at it, they all support the same side. Like
Yeah.
they all support Amber Heard. They all support Meghan Markle. They all support Angelina Jolie. So when these kind of things come up in society, you know where they're going. They're going that toxic feminist route. All of them. I mean, on that side, you know.
Can you imagine when this woman is ready to, whether Harry dumps her or she dumps Harry, this woman, when she's getting enough info, and you know what, I really think she's ramping up this victim narrative. Like when she said, I barely scratched the barrel, because do you guys remember that when she went to Oprah, she was talking about her almost offing herself, and Harry's there, and remember the backlash that Harry got because they said, well, where was your husband? That wasn't he part of the Heads Together thing? You're telling me. And Doria and all of this. Doria, isn't she a self-proclaimed mental health whatever the fuck it is?
Social worker, yeah.
And you're telling me that her accomplice, because they're not close, Doria's her accomplice. Are you telling me that Doria, she couldn't phone her mom? I mean, this woman, listen to this is the thing with her.
But they could.
They certainly could. And that's, I think, one of the scariest things that we've learned over the course of the last 15, 17 years that social media has been around, and more so recently, is the fact that it could happen to absolutely anybody. I mean, we always talk about in the olden days, if your kids were under your roof, you knew what they were up to. At least they were safe, right? And now...
What's really what?
What is he doing? What does he mean in the olden days? What olden days under your roof? And it's like he has to... Oh my God, Harry.
Wasn't he doing cocaine under the olden roof, according to what he said in his book, guys? I'm only going by what he said. That, and he was a young kid. He was doing drugs and stuff under the olden days, you know, according to him, of course, you know.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, they can be in the next door room on a tablet or on a phone and can be going down these rabbit holes. And before you know it, within 24 hours, they could be taking their life.
Where did Harry get that statistic? Where did Harry get that statistic within 24 hours? Where are you getting that from, Harry?
So they go online and then they off themselves. That's what he's trying to imply.
That's what he's trying to say. Yeah, that's what he's trying to say.
That doesn't make any sense. That makes absolutely no sense.
At all. I mean, and you know what's incredible, especially from Jane Pauley, guys, when she said, oh, you two love each other, whatever the hell she was. How can she be sitting in front of those two, look at their body language, at least Harry's, and say that they're going to be there for each other? This woman is an absolute gaslighter, you know?
You know what it is with Harry and Meghan? Every time you see them, all of their topics are all so doom and gloom and just trying to be a victim and negativity. And then you look over at William and Catherine, and whenever they have an interview or sit down with people, they're always boosting everyone around them. Everyone is happy. Everyone is looking forward towards the future and doing exciting things with their lives.
Finding solutions. Whereas Harry says it's pointless because even the first-time responders does he know what first responders mean? That means that they come to the scene where there's already something has happened. So how can they prevent something if they're not there? I mean,
I feel like that first responder line was kind of a dig at William too, because William was a first responder.
Yeah.
Everything is always a dig at William, literally.
Yeah. Forgotten about that.
Everything.
You're right, Molly. Yes. Prince William used to work in air ambulance, saving lives, and like this, killing people.
Yeah.
Is that true? I've forgotten about that, Molly. That is so true.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is kind of like this is what Meghan does, right? Every time she has an interview, she has to throw jabs back at people. This is her way, and Harry has picked it up too. This is what he does also. He's learned well from his charlatan.
Yeah, from his master. And look at Meghan. Look when she talks about the children, she doesn't look straight at Jane Pauley. She looks down. Who does that? Because she doesn't have any kids.
What we want to do as parents is protect them. And so as we can see, they're amazing.
Taking their life.
They're young. They're 3 and 5. They're amazing. But all you want to
Friggin'
do as
liar.
parents is protect them. And so as we can see what's happening in the online space, we know that there's a lot of work to be done there, and we're just happy to be able to be a part of.
Well, you hope
change for
that
good.
when your children ask for help, someone, is there to give it.
if you
Not
know,
to.
if you know how to help.
I'm sorry, was that
Thank
dig at them? Was she throwing some shade at them? Was Jane throwing shade there? Well, you hope that when your children come and ask for help, you'll be there to give it to them. They're never there.
No, they're taking vacations away from the toddlers. I mean, I have never met Andrew. We're all Molly. You have a young child. You, Andrew, have young kids too, I think. But
Yeah.
you've never met anybody taking vacation so many holidays away from them kids, and they're never around.
My kid is always with me everywhere I go, anywhere. If I go on a vacation, I miss my kid too much. Are you kidding? I'm not going anywhere without my little one. Are you nuts? And these two are never with them. Never.
But that
Yeah.
was
Not even like say random shots from the back of seeing, oh, Harry and Meghan are playing with their children at a park. Nothing.
Nothing ever. That's going to be
Ever.
the biggest scandal ever of all time
It
when
is.
that comes out. Yeah.
I agree.
And then sorry to all the monarchists, but the royal family's going to have to answer to that shit too.
Oh yeah, yeah. They know.
Yeah, they are fucked in that way.
They know, and I actually, I interviewed Andrew Lowney, and he said that it's incredible how what the monarchy basically blocks him from getting, like Andrew, the Prince Andrew, that he was an ambassador to a trade ambassador, right? And funded by the taxpayers of the United Kingdom. So everything he does should be public, right? Well, they have sealed those documents until 2065. They've sealed the document. You can't know what Andrew was up to while he was trade envoy of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And that's a public post. You know what I mean? So, and Andrew Lowney is saying it's very difficult to get information. Wait, look.
At this point, we've got to the stage where almost every parent needs to be a first.
I'm going to show you something, guys. Meghan wanted to stop him. Like when she almost lifted her hands. Look at that. Wait.
Help someone, is there to give it.
If you know how to help.
Thank you.
At this point, we've got to the stage where
she wanted to lift and say stop, and then she just went for her hair.
Almost every parent needs to be a first responder, and even the best first responders in the world wouldn't be able to tell
that would be your brother.
Signs of possible suicide. Like that is the terrifying piece of this.
But how can this guy be such an idiot?
You stupid.
Andrew, a first responder
doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Does he not know what the word or what the two words first responder means? That means that you're responding after there's been a tragedy. You don't have a first responder when something hasn't happened yet. You stupid moron. Ugh.
And you know what? I think, this thing, because they focused a lot on guilt, parents' guilt, because I think that they know that if they do have children, that they are screwing these children up. They're setting these two children up for failure. I really do believe that. This is the lady who lost her son.
Chris Dolly know all too well. They're 17-year-olds.
Hold on, pause it. No.
We had no idea what happened to our son. He had
Paula.
a beautiful car. He worked in
media
use.
But your son had a
I want to tell you this before this. This kid that they're talking about, he didn't even commit suicide. Okay? This Kid has nothing to do with what Meghan and Harry are trying to portray. What happened with this kid is he bought narcotics online, and then he bought the wrong kind, so it unalived him. So essentially, what the people are about to watch is a straight up lie. These people are trying to portray themselves for cyberbullying, and they're using a tragedy that has nothing to do with cyberbullying.
And he probably bought legal drugs for him online, but he bought the wrong ones and gave himself the wrong dosage. Is that right?
Oh, I don't know. It probably had something to do with the actual drug, the actual narcotic itself being the wrong one. But my point is that they're trying to portray cyberbullying when this has nothing to do with cyberbullying. You see, they're using the death of this kid that has nothing to do with that. It's so annoying to me, and that when I heard that, I was like, completely infuriated.
But so these parents are also stupid and they're immoral for bringing the kid's death to that. Because if the kid OD'd on legal drugs or whatever drugs he bought online, then that is not committing suicide. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean,
all
I don't want to blame the parents. I still blame the two idiots because I feel like they're just exploiting that child's death.
yeah, but then the two
That's what
parents
they're
know
doing.
that is not the case, Andrew, and
Oh.
they're happy to come into this show and misrepresent themselves.
Oh well, yeah.
So they are not, they're not, I feel bad their kid OD'd, but at the same time, what they're doing right here is misrepresenting something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lie.
That's a lie. So they're lying.
Even in his bedroom.
Wasn't that the next family though?
I thought it was this one. It's that kid.
Not this one. I thought it's the next family.
Let's play it.
Yeah, it wasn't this. I think you've got the children mixed up. It's the other child that bought the drugs online. The lady with the white coat. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, one of them did.
I have no idea what happened to our son. He had a beautiful car. He worked and did that. He had a job he liked.
Sisters.
You don't see this lady smirking when she's recounting that like Meghan does.
Yeah.
I loved him. Parents said adored him.
Yes. And he was happy. He was a happy kid.
And like so many parents in their place, a divide, not even
the phone. That's how addicted he was. He couldn't even kill himself
Meghan.
without posting about it first.
You would think that Meghan Markle would reach over to this lady, and comfort her somehow,
Yeah.
But no.
First.
And like the Dollies, it's often
He doesn't even
impossible
blink
for parents.
And she was looking, you know what? She was staring at Jane Pauley too, right? Did you see how she was staring
Or
at
anyone else to see that someone was in Markle has been there, as she told Oprah Winfrey in 2021.
Look, I was really ashamed to say it at the time and ashamed to have to admit it to Harry, especially because I know how much loss he's suffered.
But you did it anyways.
But I knew that if I didn't say it, that I would do it.
That's not
and
true.
I just didn't want to be alive anymore.
Yeah,
you had an experience that connects you to these.
What bothers me?
No, she didn't. She did not have an experience that connects anyone to anything. What are you talking about, you crazy old woman? What are you talking about? She did not have an experience that connects her to a damn thing. What is this one talking about?
I know, it's so infuriating, it's so infuriating. That's what really pisses me off. They're gaslighting us. And this woman, they're doing it with a straight face. And this woman is not smirking like that idiot in front of her.
These families, and I see you touch your husband's
Look at Harry's
hand in just the way I knew that you would be looking after each other if I went places. But the connection that you have with people is they know you had suffered too, personally.
How? She didn't lose the child. She wanted to kill one if we go by the right thing.
Contemplating killing yourself is what suicidal ideation was. And I'm dancing around this because
oh my God,
I can see you're uncomfortable.
Meghan is going, oh, this is my close-up. This is my close-up. Rapid blinking.
Comfortable with my even going there. Do you?
Look at Harry's face.
I understand why you are, though. I wasn't expecting it, but I understand why you are, because there is a through line, I think. And when you've been through,
what does that mean?
Any?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean there is a through line? What does that mean? Stop.
I don't know.
Word salad.
Pinterest quotes.
Yeah, word salad.
I mean, the three of us speak English. I never heard that expression.
It's supposed to mean there's a connection. It's just a fancy way of saying there's a connection to it.
Yeah.
Or trauma. I believe.
Look at her pausing, taking her time.
Part of our healing journey, certainly part of mine.
Down, embarrassed. And Harry's not wearing any socks. Did you know?
Being able to be really open about it. And I haven't really scraped the surface on my experience.
Bitch.
But I do think that I would never want someone else to feel that way. And I would never want someone else to be making those sort of plans. And I would never want someone else to not be believed. So if me voicing.
Look at Jane Pauley thinking.
No, Megan, I want to answer to that. She said, I would never want someone else to not be believed. No. They would be believed Meghan, you're not believed because everyone knows you're a liar. Like, does she understand that? And it pissed me off when she said that. Oh, I would never want someone else to not be believed. No, we would believe them. We don't believe you.
True. I know. And the funny thing, we were talking with Molly that this is why Piers Morgan got fired, because he said, I don't believe her. That's all he said. And he was called a racist pig or something like that. Look at that.
Sort of plans, and I would never want someone else to not be believed. So if me voicing what I have
Look at Harry's face.
overcome will save someone,
Why is he talking like that and smirking?
or asks or encourage someone in their life to really genuinely check in on them,
Call your
and not
father,
assume that
Meg.
the appearance is good, so everything's okay, then that's worth it. I'll take a hit for that.
What does it say?
Why is she taking the hit for anything? And this lady's completely deranged. Is this the guy that lost the other kid?
It's it's the lady in the white jacket. Not, I think it's the next one.
Is that her?
No, that was the couple in New York.
Oh yeah.
Right? That's
her?
I think this one was the one.
Mendoza, whose son Eli died when a painkiller he bought online
Oh, yeah, there it
was
is.
actually a lethal dose of fentanyl.
Has nothing
Thank
to do with
you for being here.
What does that have to do with suicide?
Nothing. They're just exploiting. That's literal exploitation right there
Are you
in front of
telling me
everybody.
they couldn't get parents that properly died over, because that's not cyberbullying. That guy just bought the wrong drugs.
No, it's just exploitation. They're trying to use any tragedy they can to pull at heartstrings. Pure exploitation.
These parents are hurt. These parents are traumatized. They're still upset over what has happened. They've lost a child, right? So it makes sense that they are still, to me, like, it seems to me they're still grieving this loss. And here come Harry and Meghan to pretend like they care by giving these parents like a voice. They're like, oh, I think to these parents, it's like, oh, someone, a celebrity, a royal, Prince Harry is interested in what we're saying. Because they're the ones, Harry and Meghan are the ones who jumped on this bandwagon, on this parents' network bandwagon. They're the ones who have inserted themselves, and now Meghan has turned it into her own thing.
Well, that's what they always do. They want to make it about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're holding close when they're speaking.
You can see these parents are still in like mourning, and Meghan and Harry are exploiting them for this whole whatever this garbage is. It's gross. It's so gross. But I got to run here, Paula.
No, me too. We're going to finish now, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Don't forget to donate to Andrew's coffee fund, guys. I've been streaming all through the live, and go to his new channel. I also posted that while I was here, guys, which is, it's right here. It's What's Going On Royal. Please go click on it and subscribe to his channel. Watch him, because let's not forget that the Sussex Squad is hitting us hard. Okay. So thank you for being here, beautiful Molly. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Andrew.
Bye.
How cute. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for coming. Please don't forget to subscribe to Andrew and to Meghan Small. And if you can help, that'd be great. Anything you can do to help us, subscribe, like, share. Thank you very much for always coming and visiting us here. Have a great day, guys.